This is The Point, News from Noise, daily market call presented by Kattan Ferretti Financial. I'm your CEO, Brad Roth, and I look forward to having a daily discussion with you over the topics that we present in this note every single morning. So without further ado, The Point. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to The Point. Brad Roth here. I am back from a marathon of 13 meetings in 3 days, but back in town. Happy to talk to all of you on this Thursday. Cameron, the weather looks pretty brutal outside today, but the markets were ripping yesterday. So what do you got in the news front?
U.S. futures are all higher this morning, continuing yesterday's trend that saw a global push into the green. The global spike resulted from the highly anticipated testimony from Janet Yellen, who claims the Fed is in no rush to end the era of cheap money. Amidst fears of tightening economic policy, she expressed confidence in the U.S. economy and signaled monetary tightening would be a gradual process as her testimony resumes today. Initial jobless claims will be released at 8:30 a.m., with expectations of slight improvement, while producer price inflation is also due this morning. The dollar dropped against most of its peers, with the index dropping to its lowest point since September 22nd. And oil bosses are concerned it may take until at least 2020 for prices to recover. Halliburton Company is warning that current low prices are leading to investment spending cuts of about $2 trillion as OPEC continues to feel the pressure. United Airlines is attempting to manage the problem of overbooked flights by offering buyouts up to 5 days in advance. Customers will receive emails of a potential change and will be offered travel vouchers to avoid the violent breakouts of last-second overbookings. European stocks are up 0.5%, led by telecoms and retailers, continuing its push since yesterday's 1.5% gain. Theresa May's repeal bill to further advance Britain's exit from the European Union will be published this week as the Brexit is kept under a watchful eye. Amidst economic uncertainty, activist investing is on the rise in Europe, and the UK is the primary target. Investors have faith in their legal and corporate governance structures, as popular targets include consumer, industrial, and material sectors. The MSCI Asia Pacific Index rose 0.7%, along with a 0.3% gain in the MSCI ACWI Index, which includes emerging along with developed world markets as it climbed to a record high. Iron ore imports by China are on course to exceed 1 billion metric tons this year to meet resilient demands from mills as it helps large mining companies involved in giant projects. USB Asset Management has secured a private funds license in China, which will allow them to manage money for mainland institutional and high net worth investors in Asia's largest economy. And lastly, a Singapore warehouse giant in search of a sale has selected a Chinese bidder for their $10 billion buyout, led by private equity firms Hill House Capital Management and Hopu Investment Management. So, Brad, a lot of good news coming from Yellen yesterday, and the markets kind of reacted to that.
Yeah, it looks like, Yellen can make the markets do really whatever she wants to do by using, patience or the word tightening. And markets are reacting and hanging on her every word. I don't foresee any difference in her tone. The set part of her testimony today. Keeping an eye on the inflation number, that might come up in her discussion, but just keeping everything in perspective, really. The market really did take off yesterday, but the S&P 500 is only up 22 basis points over the last month. Nothing really to party about, but it's just back into this cycle where the Fed really matters and what central banks are saying really matters. And it was nice being in that window of about a year where the markets were really data dependent. It felt normal. But unfortunately, with the Fed piping up again, we're back to hanging on their every word. So, Cam, I see Peyton Manning was kind of a jokester the other night. What do you got in the sports world?
Yeah, I guess he was screwing around with Kevin Durant last night as the host of the ESPYs. But just a couple of the winners from last night: Russell Westbrook and Simone Biles took home Best Athlete awards. Dak Prescott was the breakthrough athlete, and the Green Bay Packers took home several awards. but there are just too many to go through the name. Former Steelers running back DeAngelo Williams still remains a free agent after claiming he will not play for 4 teams that include the Cowboys, Panthers, Browns, or Jaguars. And the NBA has approved a rule to decrease total timeouts during a game from 18 down to 14 in an effort to make the final minutes more fluid. So, as you can see, really not anything exciting going on in the sports world.
No, well, I don't blame D'Angelo. I wouldn't want to play for the Browns or Jaguars either. And you bring up some NBA. I want to shout out my good friend, one of my best friends, Chris Pacey, who was running up and down the court in the Summer League game last night on ESPN2. So keep chasing your dream, bud. And it was nice to see you on TV doing what you love to do. But, hey, this is the point for July 13th. We will see you all tomorrow.